we have chapter 8 of The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek. Chapter 8 was about ethical fading, which I thought was a really interesting concept. It's a culture that allows people to act unethically in order to advance their own interests, while at the same time falsely believing that they haven't compromised their own moral principles. So they think they're doing okay, they're doing fine, but they're really not. And they're doing it because it's helping them, right? So it often starts really small. And then it kind of grows. It starts, innocuously. And then as it gets unchecked, it gets bigger and bigger. Think of the Wells Fargo thing a few years ago, right? Where it was, oh, I'm just opening this thing and no one gets hurt. I'm just opening this little account. And maybe it'll even help them. And soon you have this kind of rampant problem. Um, and it's not just a singular point in time, right? It's a continuous cycle that it grows and kind of snowballs often. Um, and so a lot of times it's they look at the process, like, oh, the process broke, but processes aren't a substitute for leadership, because someone needs to call out the processes aren't being followed, or that there are continuous issues. It's really about seeing those small things and stopping it before it goes too far, and realizing when people are getting led off the path for these kind of short term or personal gains. In the chapter, there was a pretty long story about Patagonia and how they work really hard to uphold their ethics. I'm sure there are issues within the company, right? Always are. But how they really try to see when those are happening and correct. And so it was really interesting. In this chapter was the first time they really mentioned B Corps, which I think is a big part of companies that have kind of that infinite mindset. And of course, Patagonia is a B Corp. So it was an interesting thing about really trying to be cognizant of when you're starting to go off your cause, and being led astray, small, and how it gets bigger over time. So ethical fading, new phrase for me. Thanks.